After high school, Pat answered his nation's call, registered, was drafted, and enlisted in the Army, where he matured into a strong 6'1", 230-pound man. After basic training, he was assigned to Fort Leonard Wood in an engineering battalion and was trained, among other things, in mine sweeping. Ironically, it was an enemy mine that took his life. After several months of being assigned to Fort Wood, he received his orders to Vietnam. In the early spring of 1969, I remember we had a big party for Pat in our parish hall for the barbecue, and everyone from the community was invited, and his friends from Fort Leonard Wood, many of his friends from Fort Leonard Wood was there as well. Just days later, I was allowed to come along with Mom, Dad, Pat, and my brother Tim as we took Pat to Lambert Airport in St. Louis to board a TWA flight. I was a bit over 10 years old at the time, and I have a treasured black and white photo of me and Pat at the airport. We all gave her hugs and goodbyes, and when he climbed the stairs to board the jet, he didn't look back. That was the last day. We saw him alive. Over the next 3 months, we watched Walter Cronkite give the Vietnam War casualty numbers on the evening news, prayerfully waiting for the days to pass until we would see Pat come home again safe and sound. We anxiously checked the mailbox every day for the familiar red, white, and blue bordered airmail envelopes containing letters from Pat telling us about his daily work routine in his faraway jungle environment, and how he was looking forward to coming home, and how disappointed he was that he would miss Tim's wedding that fall. Last letter home on Friday, June 27th, his opening statement was, and it was underlined, "Tomorrow is the big day." He was concerned they were traveling into a dangerous area in the Alshaw Valley near the time and place Hamburger Hill was a hot area. After reading this letter, our parish priest concluded this indeed was the biggest day of Pat's young life, for it was the day that he walked into the halls of heaven. It was the very end of June, or the very first day or two of July. I was about 10 and a half years old and in the house with Mom when a car came down the hill past our house. So we lived on a dead-end county gravel road, so when a car came by, we always checked to see who it was. This time, Mom and I both saw that it was a green car with U.S. Army lettering on the side. I stood by my mom's side. Her hands on the front storm door, one hand on the glass pane, the other on the doorknob. Looking out over the front porch, we watched the car stop at the workshop. My dad and older brother Tim came out. They had a short conversation with the occupants of the car. Then they got in the truck, and the car followed them up the hill to the house. At this point, my then 47-year-old mother began to tremble. Her worst fears and the anxiety that kept her up at night were about to come true. Two casualty officers, escorted by my father, came up on the porch and into the house. I sat on the couch with Mom and Dad, and I think at least at this point that Mom was holding out hope that he was only wounded. But when the words came out, the Secretary of the Army has asked me to express his deep regret. That your son Patrick was killed in action in South Vietnam on June 28th, 1969. Well, that's when Mom and Dad's world shattered and their hearts broke. He was only 21 years old.